And so we are back with another episode of Gakiakuta. But last time we saw that Ruto had finally found a place where he could fit in. And that's between the cleaners. But soon after that, Emiya got the news about a trash beast stealing a product of a merchant and asked Zenka and Ruto to go there. The reason she considered Ruto was because the product that was stolen from the merchant was a person from Sphere. So maybe Ruto could find a clue on how to get back home. But it all turns out to be a big fat trap. Turns out the Raiders, which is a criminal group, did all this to get Ruto, so our group tried to find a way out when Zenka kept them busy. And Zenka did his job flawlessly. He beats out the two Raiders on his own. But it's unfortunate that the ringleader of Raiders also showed up. So now, as the story continues, our group were hurrying up to find an exit. And luckily they found the stairs. But wait, it's just way too simple that they found the exit like this. So Gree sent the other three to go up there first and call for help if everything is clear. But there they heard footstep approaching. So everyone thought it was Zenka who's coming. But turns out it was someone else. He had Ruto's description. Long white hair with dark at the end. So he instantly made his move and jumped to the exit door and broke it into pieces. Now the exit is sealed off, he could get what he want. Gree tried to intimidate him by saying they are the cleaners and harming them will have consequences. But Noodle Hair doesn't care one bit and only cares about his target. He's here to take Ruto to a certain someone. But first of all, Ruto asked him about Zenka. The guy with staff, Noodle Head remembers and said there's nothing to worry about. That dude's alive, but he should be paralyzed right now. And now with everything said and done, he wants Ruto to follow him nice and quietly like a good boy. But ain't no way that could happen. Gree and Fowl were trying their best to protect Ruto even though they weren't givers. Noodlehead knew cleaners always hire those weakling called supporters. And Ruto also asked Gree to back up. He will take care of himself. But sadly it was already too late. Noodlehead had already stabbed the guy with his claw fatally at that. Now this reminds Ruto about the turning point of his life again. When Regto was stabbed and died in front of him. That trauma hits him again. So now for briefly we go back to the past when Regto had stopped Ruto from banging his head to death. On his words, Ruto did stop hurting others. But he himself was broken from the inside. And Regto failed to understand why he's doing all this. The pain in his hands had cooled down. And he avoids people as well. But Ruto said he has nothing left in his life to go on about. His parents threw him away, so he was convinced he's got no worth at all and should just die already. So Regto thought of a way to give him a meaning to live out his life. Like a hobby or something, and if it succeeds, Ruto's room will be filled with numerous things in no time. So Regto tried to find a hobby or something that could intrigue Ruto even a little, that he would spend his time learning about or taking interest in that thing. So far none of the approaches worked, but Regto didn't give up. Then Ruto saw an upperclassman throwing away his trash. And it made Ruto extremely sad. He quickly goes there and saw the things in trash just need a bit of fixing. But people throw them away like it's worth nothing. Boy just broke down in tears. And the reason is that Ruto saw his own self in those broken things because his parents had thrown him away like trash too. And now that he has seen Gree getting hurt like Regto did, he goes all out and turned the talisman Gree used to carry. Gree realized why Ruto could make anything into vital instrument. It's because his powers are to bring out any uninhabited worth from them. Noodlehead was drooling seeing his potential. And Gree was barely alive, so it ticked Ruto off seeing him in that condition. So now Ruto got ready to kick some noodle butt. But Noodlehead was also maniac who loves fighting strong opponents. But first of all he gives his name. It's Jabberwonger. Ruto never cared about that and only called him by names. That's how the fight between them started, as Fowl was somehow stopping the heavy bleeding. Their Jabber tried to at least lay one hit on Ruto, but every time he tries to do so nothing happens. It was frustrating, but it just didn't matter how many times or in how many ways he strikes Ruto. Every time he does, Jabber just can't approach to hurt him. That talisman's work was wonderful. Its way of defense is just out of the world, but now that Jabber can't hurt Ruto, he thought Ruto couldn't hurt him too. So Ruto enlightened him that he hasn't even taken one step from his place yet. And more so, he knows where Jabber will end up when he attacks. Jabber didn't get the nonsense and attacked again. And that's how Ruto showed him what he meant. He hit Jabber with fists, just like Gree, who never uses a weapon, does. Noodlehead was enjoying it all, but he did prefer if Ruto could use his name. It's Jabber, but then again Ruto doesn't care and the fight continues. Their Jabber kept on getting punches from Ruto, so he thought of using some rubbles against him. And that's when Ruto moved to dodge it. That's how the point was noted. So Jabber gets into the fight once again. He tried to confuse the talisman by attacking in high-speed movement, but sadly that trick of his was by no means useful. Ruto kept on cleaning his hands on him brutally. And at some point even Jabber gave up. He sat right at the wall all beaten up yet laughing. But he didn't notice something useful. That talisman only blocks things with killing intent. But it can't block things without any intent. So Jabber said his vital instrument is this claw. But only his right claw contains a very powerful neurotoxin. So he stabbed himself with it and it seemed extreme yet he enjoys the pain. But Jabber did it to lose consciousness because he could fight without it as well. So the next round of fight is gonna be interesting. And right there, our episode ends today, so to watch the next epic fight, subscribe the channel and hit the bell ICO, or else you can miss the new updates. Till then, take care.